Hello, 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 and welcome back. Today, I am going to be talking a little bit about why you can't get over your ex or whoever it was that really messed with your head. That toxic person who just keeps getting back into your life because you just can't turn them down. Let's just cut to the chase and I'll give you the brief reason why, but then we're going to talk about how to get over it. The brief reason why is because you have something called a trauma bond. Your trauma bond is the same thing as Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is a term that was brought up during a situation, a hostage situation in Stockholm, Sweden. Basically, what it means is your captor or your abuser who is manipulating you is doing so in such a way that causes you to, even though you know that they're abusing you, and they make you feel really, really bad some or most of the time, they also give you little tidbits of hope. Those little tidbits of hope will then be followed by moments of isolation or additional times of devalue. Please feel free to go back and look into the cycle of abuse. It's very much explained there how they have these emotional ups and downs and what it does to your brain and what it does to your poor psyche is it actually causes you to become addicted. You are addicted to those good times. You are addicted to those moments when they're treating you well. Okay, so if you notice here on my little drawing, I have here kind of just to show you what they're doing to you. And most likely, if you're here right now, you know what I'm talking about. When they first meet you, they may love bomb you. They give you all the affection that you're looking for, and then they begin to devalue you. Everything that you do is wrong. But then they come back. And just as it would be if you were in the desert and you were just seriously dying of thirst. In this case, you're seriously pining for that affection and attention you first received or once received or have received in the past, and it's usually very, very good. You hold on to that and you become addicted to that feeling of being saved again. Somebody who's being held captive, they may be starved for a time, and then their captor brings them food. In essence, keeping them alive. At any rate, getting over this connection to your abuser is incredibly difficult, and it will require you to do some very serious emotional work. Are you ready for it? Do you want to get over this person? You may not feel like you're ready for it, but if you want to get over this person, make yourself ready because this is the way to do it. You really need to go back and dig deep. And again, look back into my other videos about learning your authentic self. All of this exercise in writing down things that bring you joy, identifying who you are, these things all will help you with this process as well. But you're going to have to go back into your past and you're going to have to look at what may have caused you to be more susceptible to this type of trauma bond. More likely than not, there is going to be some link to codependency. Codependency, I've explained in previous videos, is not a condition where you cannot be left alone. necessarily, although there are tons of abandonment issues that go along with codependency. Codependency is the inability to take care of yourself. Codependency is the inability to say no. Codependency has lots of different facets. And a lot of times, if you are susceptible to the trauma bond, there very well may be an aspect of codependency there. And that's something that you're going to want to address in order to move on with your healing. With that said, you may want to consult a licensed therapist. You may want to just sit down and really do some introspective work, which I recommend anyway. Regardless of how you do it, it's never going to hurt you to dig deep and to look into yourself. Now, once you start to bring some of these things out, you're going to start to feel some feelings. Be ready to accept what's happened to you and to forgive yourself for allowing it to happen to you, for having whatever issues you have that you have not yet reconciled that allow you to continue to be in this situation. Some other things that can help along the way: if you make a list of things that your toxic abuser did to you while they had you in their custody, refer back to it every time you're missing them and remind yourself of why you're no longer with them. If you were discarded by them or dumped by them, consider yourself very lucky, because even though they will come back, they will hoover you, like we've discussed in the cycle of abuse video. It won't be as intense if you escape them in most situations. Getting over these people is like giving up cigarettes or giving up whatever drug it is that you want to put in there. It is difficult. The process of being with them released these happy chemicals in your brain along with these fight or flight chemicals in your brain, because they're always causing chaos. You have to just keep reminding yourself of the chaos, of the hurt, of the lies, the cheating, the devaluing, everything that they did to you. And know that you're better than that. Know that there will come a day that you wake up and you don't think about them. It is a mind over matter process, and it is hard. But now that you know what it is, you start to deal with it. It's better than going along the same process day after day, not knowing where you are or what to do. What you're feeling is very real. What you're feeling is also incredibly normal in these situations. Talk it out with people that you trust. Write it down, the things they did to you. Forgive yourself. And ultimately, as much as you don't want to hear this, you will have to forgive them. You don't have to accept what they did to you, but you have to, at least in your mind and in your heart, say that you will not hold that anger against them. You will not hold those negative feelings. Because really, As long as you're holding on to any kind of negativity, as long as you're giving them any of your thoughts, you still are bound to them. The less you can think about them, the more you can get yourself thinking about your own recovery and your own value and where you're going and not where you've been. But accept that where you've been is part of who you are. You'll start to get there. My suggestion to you also during this incredibly difficult time, be proud of yourself. You're going places. You're going places now. Guys, I'm going to do some more on this. Right now, I just want you to start by accepting that this has happened, acknowledging that this has happened, get it out of your system, put it down on paper in a place that you can refer back to it so that when they try to charm you or when you're really missing them, you can go back to that and you can say, that is why I am no longer with that person. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Find things, go back to your list. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you need to go back and look into my other videos about discovering your authentic self. Go back to those things that bring you joy. Put your mind back in a place that is joyous to you when you're having these thoughts. Discover what may be causing your codependent tendencies. It is time to move forward. It is time to break free of that bond. You've identified this individual as being toxic. You don't have to give them any kind of diagnosis in order to justify or validate your decision and your reasoning. You deserve better than this. It's time for you to move forward. Start today. Start now. Let it go. Put your mind somewhere else. Forgive yourself for what's happened. This person was toxic. You've identified it. You have nothing more to do with them. At least you're here. It's a start. I'm going to head out for now. Hopefully this answers a little bit of a question. We're going to come back and revisit this a little bit later, but right now this really is a basic response to a question that I had, so hopefully that helps. We're here for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to send me an email if you want to be anonymous. Leave a comment below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Are you having a hard time letting go of your ex? Are you at home right now thinking, oh, I wish that they would call me? Gosh, I hope not, because it's a beast of a place to be. I'm going to show you one more of my pictures. Ooh, yeah. Picture. I'm going to post that on Instagram. I like to make myself little notes, even though I'm not going to lie. I'm live, so I'm just going to tell you guys I am absolutely beat. But it's not because I'm wasting my time worrying about some toxic fuck I don't need in my life anymore. It's because I'm living my authentic life and I'm fucking loving it, and so will you. We're in this together. Love and light.